and welcome to Liverpool Live. I'm Zach Bamford. Coming up, education is the key. We hear from Liverpool's Chief Constable on combating gun crime on the streets of Liverpool.
The cause of violence is societal. It has been, unfortunately, in every big city in this country.
SOS, Liverpool students come to the rescue of the emergency services. And designer coffins, Liverpool's undertakers on another take on funerals. But first, Chief Constable of Merseyside Police Andy Cook has called for communities in Merseyside to help the police eliminate the problem of violent crime. At an annual lecture at Liverpool John Moores, the Chief Constable laid out a 4-point plan where he put emphasis on preventing the crimes rather than responding to them. Liverpool Live's Matt Ramirez reports.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Can I just say at this moment in time, I would rather be at 3 in the morning on my own in Concert Square.
War Against Rebellion is messy, like eating soup with a knife. The title of his lecture, a lecture which looked at the impact violence has on Merseyside.
And gangs are a relatively new phenomenon in Liverpool, aren't they? Well, no, they're not. With thanks to Joe Yates and 2 excellent books by Michael McElvey, gangs have been a phenomenon in Liverpool for many, many years.
Prepare, protect, prevent and pursue. A 4-point plan laid out by Merseyside Police to tackle gang and violent crime. Although a recent spike in violence has people worried, the Chief Constable had some reassuring words as he talked to Liverpool Live about his lecture and his views on how we can all help to make Liverpool safer.
The talk is about the impact of guns and gangs on Merseyside and Liverpool and the wider violence around in Liverpool. It's not a new issue. These issues have been around since the 1880s, gangs and guns and violence being committed. What we're trying to do is confront the problem, prevent the problem, work with communities, because again, policing cannot stop gun and gang crime. It's the wider society working together that is going to do that, but it doesn't happen overnight. It takes years and years to get to that position. I'm committed to ensuring that we'll continue to do that as Merseyside Police. I'm committed to keeping Merseyside's communities safe, and that's the way a modern police force should be. Working hand in hand with communities to prevent as opposed to solve.
Matt Ramirez for Liverpool Live.
A group of Liverpool undergraduates were lucky enough to attend an emergency services simulation centre in what Nick Keeley calls a first for students. Marcy Rick reports.
70 policing undergraduates from Liverpool John Moores University were the first ever students given the chance to attend a unique emergency services training centre. The training involves simulations of real-life situations that emergency service officers face, covering all aspects from public disturbances to house fires. Richard Clark believes that centres like this are a fundamental training resource.
Centres like this are necessary because each emergency service and each responder throughout the country, whether you're a medic on an oil rig or whether you're a first aid at work in your place of work, all the way up to like a doctor who needs advanced life support training. Centres like this offer that sort of training.
The Emergency Services Training Centre has a number of scenarios set up in which participants are encouraged to immerse themselves in the simulation to improve their investigation and decision-making skills.
Just doing a scenario about a car crash. So I'm a car crash victim with diabetes, and there's policing students that are basically attending a car crash, and they've got to see if they can find out what's wrong with me. I've got to give them as little information as possible.
Attending the centre gave the policing students a chance to put what they've learnt so far in lectures to the test, and David Alcock believes that this hands-on experience will enhance the students' practical skills.
I think simulation's great because it allows you to make mistakes. We can make as many mistakes as we like in a safe and structured environment, and that's fine, as opposed to doing it out on the street and getting things horribly wrong.
It's really good, it's interesting, it's exciting as well, and it's something that we'll have to deal with in the police as well, so it's good experience.
It's in their experience, it hasn't been done in Liverpool John Moores University before, so it's sort of like a trial, and then we can do it like maybe other years, like try it with the new level 4s and maybe level 5s and level 6s. So it is really a good experience. This has been our second call today, and so far it's been great. Couldn't have done any better.
This may have been the first time that the students have been invited to the training centre. However, hopefully it won't be the last.
The fight to save the grounds of Allerton Priory is drawing to a close. The inquiry into plans to build 160 homes on 33 acres of land belonging to the Priory resumes today. Developers Redrow appealed the council's decision to block the application. Campaigners believe the land could potentially become a designated wildlife site. The current hearing is expected to end on Friday. Reporter Jess Grieveson-Smith found out more about the Priory's campaigners.
This is Allerton Priory, a selection of homes surrounded by greenery, nature that is under threat from planning proposals. This community garden, created by residents, is just one way they are campaigning to save it.
It's a piece of Liverpool's heritage. It's a beautiful piece of land and should be kept for future generations.
With Company Redrow planning 160 housing developments, the appeal recommences today, 21st of November, keeping campaigners on their toes.
It's an old tradition where you walk the boundary of your land and you beat the bounds. And we did it around the Green Wedge to raise awareness and to raise funds. I think from that we made, I couldn't say it, but that was a couple of thousand.
It's events like this that have made this fight much more. A community is developed here, one that loves and cherishes the environment and each other.
Ordinarily you might just have said hello in passing, and now we meet socially in clearing the land and doing our gardening, our ground force work. We've become a community that way.
The Chancellor of the Exchequer, Philip Hammond, will announce his autumn budget tomorrow. We have our political correspondent, Bronnie Jones, joins us live now from the studio to tell us more. Hi Bronnie, so what is the Chancellor expected to announce tomorrow?
Hi Zach, well it's expected that the Chancellor will announce a scrap or at least a cut on stamp duty on homes for first-time buyers, which would be great news for young people in Liverpool, as Steve Rotherham's just announced 25,000 new affordable homes by 2022. Also, another big issue to be tackled is student loans. Britain's student finance problem is getting worse and worse every year. Some students are paying back an interest rate of 6.1%, which is way above the national average of 0.5% set by the Bank of England. Now, those student rates could be cut. Another good piece of news for students in Liverpool. 3 universities in the city with an estimated 70,000 students living in the area. And it's also hope for a massive U-turn on universal credit. Now, this was something that was really controversial earlier in the year. It's hoped that Philip Hammond will scale back on those original cuts proposed, so that an estimated 3 million families will keep an extra 2 pence per pound earned. And also that 6-week waiting period for payment will be cut back down to 4 weeks.
What are the Conservatives hoping to gain from this budget, Bronnie?
Well, the Conservatives are really hoping to gain back young voters, which Labour have been doing so well since the leadership of Jeremy Corbyn. So this budget is really aimed at being towards the young voters. But there won't be too many massive shake-ups as Philip Hammond's hands are tied by impending Brexit.
Thanks, Bronnie. All will be revealed tomorrow. Almost 50,000 motorists have been forced to pay a £20 fine for not remembering to pay a toll when using the new bridge across the Mersey since it's opened on the 14th of October. The Mersey Gateway Bridge connects the main motorway network to the northwest of England. The penalty for not paying can increase to £60. A host of moustaches descended upon Croxteth Park at the weekend as the 2017 Mow Run kicked off. Our very own reporter Liam Keane took part.
4, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
The Mow Run 2017 kicked off on Saturday at Croxteth Park with a brand new mini Mow Run for kids alongside the 5k and 10k. It was a great opportunity for families and those in fancy dress to get involved. Medals were handed out for the best costumes as over 600 people gathered on the outskirts of Liverpool. Whilst the kids came over the finish line, the 5k runners got put through their paces. and it was time for me to take my position.
Just run along now at the Mo Run Liverpool. Got a few people going past me, but sort of a good cause at the end of the day. I couldn't quite grow the moustache out, but everyone else here is looking great, and a lot of money being raised for charity.
Over £50,000 has been raised in aid of the Movember Foundation, as events like these aim to raise awareness of men's health.
Well done! Not much is done to support men, and all those things related around cancer and actually men talking and thinking about men's health. Women do drive men to be here, so without the women I don't think we'd have as many men taking part. And this year we've got Mini Mo running, which is the 1.5k run for the kids, and it's another way to get families out and the kids to be thinking about it and doing something which is healthy.
As the event came to a close, some of the Mini Mo runners took it upon themselves to help motivate the rest of the runners.
High five.
Liam Keane reporting for Liverpool Live.
I think Liam needs to work on his moustache a bit. Liverpool's Christmas markets have gotten off to a slow start after opening this Friday. Our reporter Adam Layton has been down there today finding out what's going on.
Oh, but a fudge, Haribo, pick a mix all the way around, pick a mix, pick
45
a
stores
mix.
this year, Liverpool's Christmas market is busier than ever.
For us, it's worked better than expected. This is the second year of trading here. The weekend was very good. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, the first Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays until we get into December are sort of quiet. But everything's been so good so far. So good so far.
Up a little bit. It's slow to begin with, but once people get to know it, yeah, it is. We are hopeful it's going to get busier.
With so much rivalry between Liverpool and Manchester, an American student gave us his opinion on the two markets.
With Manchester, I think it's really cool to see the local vendors out and just kind of see the spirit of each different city when it comes to Christmas.
Though for Liverpool's market, things can only get better, and as December arrives, I'm sure the Scousers will be fit.
And now for the sport with Ross Macaulay.
Thank you, Zach. Liverpool's Tony Bellew is missing out on his big fight with David Hay, who has been forced to withdraw from next year's championship bout. The revenge match for Hay is now off the cards due to a freak accident in his training for the fight. With the Scouse bomber left without an opponent, it is not yet confirmed who will take Hay's place in the bout. Liverpool are set to seal Champions League qualification tonight with a victory over Sevilla. With a year-long absence from the tournament, the Red Men are hoping to claim maximum points in the away leg in Spain. In keeping with Liverpool, club legend Steven Gerrard has been named in UEFA's Team of the Century. The ex-Liverpool captain has lined up alongside Spanish giants Xavi and Andres Iniesta. The Englishman is still the only player in football to score in the final of the FA Cup, Champions League, League Cup and UEFA Cup, winning on every occasion. In rugby, Warrington Wolves' Ben Curry was once again on the scorecard for England this weekend. Curry scored a try against Papua New Guinea in the Rugby League World Cup to help the national side through to the semi-finals, where they will face Tonga. In golf, Southport golfer Tommy Fleetwood claims the European top spot with a victory in the race to Dubai. The Merseyside man's success comes from only 18 months after career low point, nearly forcing his withdrawal from the sport. As a result of his success, Fleetwood now ranks in the world's top 20, but claims to eye up the world #1 spot in years to come. And finally, they've done it again. Wirral and Chester Taekwondo Club have another reason to celebrate this week after bringing home 33 medals following the national championships. More than 1,500 competitors took part in the event held at the National Indoor Arena in Birmingham. From the 33 medals that came home to the club, 15 were gold, 9 were silver, and 9 were bronze. I've been Ross Macaulay with your Sport at 4. Back to you, Zach.
Thanks, Ross. And finally, death isn't something that we embrace in the UK. What seems as a macabre subject to Brits is celebrated in countries like Mexico. That was until Liverpool's Mandy Phillips started her new group, the Coffin Club. Charlie Burgess went to its first meeting.
Worrying about mortality is entirely healthy, but a fear of death can lead to quite a sheltered life. Maybe you would love skydiving, swimming with sharks, or wrestling a tiger with your bare hands, but you'll never know because the fear stops you from experiencing something new. Despite the fact there's one unifying certainty in life, it's that we all live and we all die. Mandy Phillips, who has just opened Liverpool's first coffin club, wants to break down the taboo surrounding death by giving grieving families something to look forward to when their loved ones' lights start to fade.
If you look back to the early of this century, if someone was getting hung, everyone had a party, everyone would go along and celebrate it, which is a bit strange, but I think it's a lot to do with the British stiff upper lip, and the fact that we're not really that good at showing emotion.
The UK funeral industry is estimated to bring in over £1 billion annually by directing what Mandy thinks of as bland, formulaic services. She hopes to add more of a jovial spin to people's final ceremony by personalising the coffin, music, location and more.
It's only a recent thing that I've been studying psychotherapy for the last couple of years. I think it was my father's death last year that triggered my kind of interest in the subject area, if you like, and the fact that he was quite an individual and that doing the normal funeral wouldn't really have served him.
No one knows exactly when or how they'll die, only that as the seconds tick by, it creeps ever closer. The most we can hope for is to live a good life and go out with a bang.
She really is putting the fun back in funeral. That's everything from us now at Liverpool Live. I've been Zach Bamford and thank you for watching.